Have you ever felt like life just hits you harder than it does other people? Like no matter how hard you try, there's always another challenge, another struggle, another battle waiting for you. It's not in your head. It's not bad luck. It's because you are chosen. And when you're chosen, life isn't easy. It's heavy. It's different. It's a constant test of faith, endurance, and resilience. Some people go through life without ever questioning why things happen to them, but not you. You feel it deep inside. You were meant for something greater, and because of that, you carry a different weight. Let me tell you something most people won't admit. When God calls you for something bigger, He doesn't make the road smooth. He allows the obstacles. He allows the hardships. He allows the pressure. Because He is preparing you. You see, diamonds don't shine without pressure. Gold isn't purified without fire. And warriors aren't strong without battles. You might be wondering, but why me? Why does my life feel harder than others? Because you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to walk an easy road. God doesn't choose people for greatness and give them a comfortable life. He chooses them and gives them a purpose that demands struggle, sacrifice, and faith. Think about it. Would Joseph have become a ruler without first being betrayed, enslaved, and imprisoned? Would David have become a king without first fighting giants and hiding in caves? Would Esther have saved her people without first risking her life? Would Job's faith have been unshakable if he had never lost everything? Would Jesus have fulfilled his destiny without enduring the cross? The weight of being chosen is real, and it's heavy. People won't understand your struggles. They'll look at you and wonder why you always seem to be facing something, why doors seem to shut in your face, why your prayers take longer to be answered. But here's what you need to know. God is not punishing you. He is preparing you. You are walking a road that few understand because your calling is higher than most. And if you keep walking, if you keep trusting, if you refuse to give up, you will see why everything happened the way it did. The weight you feel now, it's shaping you. It's molding you. It's preparing you for what's coming. And let me tell you, what's coming is greater than anything you can imagine. But only if you don't give up. See, the enemy knows you're chosen too. That's why you feel constant attacks. That's why people betray you. That's why doors close. That's why things don't come easy for you. Because the enemy wants you to break before you reach your breakthrough. And too many people do. They give up right before the blessing. They stop believing right before the miracle. They let the weight of being chosen crush them instead of strengthen them. But not you. Not this time. Not after everything you've already survived. You have to understand, if life feels harder for you, it's because you were made for more. You were called for something bigger. And with that calling comes battles that most people will never face. But also, victories that most people will never experience. So let this be your confirmation. You're not crazy. You're not imagining things, and you're definitely not alone. You're just chosen. And if you're chosen, that means God has something for you that is worth fighting for. It means your struggles aren't for nothing. It means the enemy wouldn't be attacking you this hard if you weren't a threat. So don't let the weight break you. Let it build you. Because one day, you're going to look back on this season of your life, and you're going to understand exactly why it had to happen this way. Stay strong. Stay faithful. Stay chosen. And if this message spoke to you, if you know deep inside that God has something bigger for you, then you need to subscribe to this channel, because this isn't just another video. This is your confirmation, and you can't afford to miss what's coming next. Subscribe now, and let's walk this journey together. Because if you're chosen, you're not alone. Have you ever felt like life is hitting you harder than everyone else? Like no matter how hard you try, obstacles keep showing up out of nowhere? It's not a coincidence. It's not bad luck. It's not just life being unfair. There is a reason you feel like you're in a constant battle. And I need you to understand this. The enemy does not waste his time fighting people who have no purpose. If you feel under attack, it's because you are called by God. That's right. the struggles you face, the battles you fight, the moments you feel like giving up. It's not random, it's because you are chosen, and the enemy knows it. See, the moment you step into your calling, opposition comes, because darkness fears the light inside you. Some of you are wondering, why does my life feel so hard? Why do I feel like I have to fight for everything? It's because your destiny is great, and anything great is always attacked. Think about it. Why would the enemy waste time on someone who has no future? Why would he bother someone who poses no threat to him? He wouldn't. But you are a threat. So he fights you with everything he's got. He attacks your mind. He attacks your relationships. He attacks your confidence. He attacks your finances. He attacks your health. Why? Because if he can distract you, if he can break you, if he can convince you that you're not worthy, then he wins. But listen to me. You were not put on this earth to be defeated. God called you. God anointed you. God set you apart. But you have to recognize the fight you're in. Spiritual warfare is real. And if you don't see it for what it is, you'll think you're just unlucky. You'll think you're just struggling. But no, you're not just struggling. You're being opposed. The moment you start walking toward your purpose, the enemy will throw everything at you to make you stop. Because if he can stop you, he can stop what God wants to do through you. But I need you to hear this. You cannot give up. You cannot quit. Because if you do, you're letting the enemy win. And that is not an option. Think about Joseph. His own brothers tried to destroy him because of the calling on his life. They threw him in a pit, sold him into slavery, betrayed him, and it looked like he lost everything. But he didn't, because God's plan was still moving, and in the end, Joseph became a ruler. Because what the enemy meant for evil, God turned for good. The same goes for you. The attacks on your life are not a sign that you're failing. They're a sign that you are dangerous to the enemy's kingdom, and he is terrified of what happens when you finally step into your power. So, he'll try to break you before you get there. But here's what I need you to know. The enemy can only attack. He cannot win unless you let him. If you stay in faith, if you keep pushing forward, if you refuse to quit, then everything meant to destroy you will only make you stronger. I know you're tired. I know you're frustrated. I know you're asking God, why me? But what if I told you the fact that you're being fought so hard is proof that your destiny is greater than you can imagine? What if I told you the very thing you're going through right now is shaping you for the promise God is leading you into? What if I told you that the moment you decide to stop running and start fighting back, that's when the enemy will have no choice but to back down? The enemy fights you because he sees what's inside you. He knows what you carry, even when you don't. That's why the battle has been so intense. If you ever stop doubting yourself, if you ever decide that you are done letting fear control you, then nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. So, here's my question for you today. Are you going to let the enemy win? Are you going to let these attacks break you? Or are you going to stand up and say, enough is enough? Because the minute you do, the minute you step into the power and authority God has given you, the battle shifts. The enemy only fights those he fears, and he fears you because you are called, and nothing he does can change that. If this message is speaking to your spirit right now, then you know you are one of God's chosen ones. And if you believe that, then make sure you subscribe right now. Because let me tell you something. The enemy will do everything to keep you from receiving the truth. He will try to keep you distracted. He will try to keep you lost. But if you stay connected to this channel, you will never be deceived. And if you think you can just listen once and be okay, then you don't understand spiritual warfare. Because this is a battle you must keep fighting every day. So, hit that subscribe button, stay in the Word, and don't let the enemy win. Because you are chosen, and nothing can change that. If you feel like your life has been a series of battles, like every step forward is met with resistance, you are not alone, you are not cursed, you are not forgotten, you are chosen, and being chosen comes with a cost. But if you endure, if you hold on, you will see the reward on the other side. Let me show you something. God's chosen ones always faced battles. Not sometimes, not maybe, always. It's a pattern in the holy books. And if you are called by God, that means your struggles have a purpose. Before the promise, there is pain. If you're going through it right now, don't quit. Your moment is coming. Now, let's talk about David. David was anointed as king when he was young. But did he go straight to the throne? No. Instead, he went back to the sheep. Even after being anointed, he had to serve. And then, Goliath came, a giant, a warrior feared by all. And David, just a shepherd boy. But he stepped forward with nothing but faith and a slingshot. And with one stone, he brought the giant down. You'd think that would be it, right? Victory, celebration, crown. Remember King Saul became jealous. He hunted David. David had to run for his life, hiding in caves, living like a fugitive. He was already chosen. He was already anointed, but he still had to fight, and fight, and fight, until finally, after years of running and struggling, the promise was fulfilled. He became king. So what does this mean for you? Just because you have a calling doesn't mean it will be easy. Sometimes the battles will come from unexpected places, even from those who once loved you, but don't quit. If God anointed you, He will appoint you. Sometimes the battle is about standing up, speaking up, even when it's dangerous, even when you're afraid, because God places you where you are for a reason. Your suffering isn't the end. Your losses aren't final. God sees your faithfulness, and when He restores, it's greater than before. The pattern. Why you must endure. Now do you see the pattern? All chosen, all called, all went through battles. You are not forgotten. Your struggles are not random. They are part of the process. God is shaping you, preparing you. Don't quit in the pit. Don't stop in the cave. Don't break in the prison, because the promise is coming. Now listen. If you believe this message is for you, if you know in your heart that God has called you for something greater, then make sure you subscribe right now. Because this channel is not just content, it's confirmation. And if you're not locked in, you might miss the word that was meant for you. Don't let distractions pull you away from what God is speaking. Hit that subscribe button now, because your breakthrough depends on staying connected to the right voices. The battle is not the end, it's the process. The pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Hold on, keep fighting, keep believing, because what's ahead is greater than what's behind. And when it comes, you'll look back and realize every battle was worth it, because you were chosen. You ever feel like you're not good enough? Like no matter how hard you try, you fall short? That's not your voice. That's the enemy planting doubt in your mind, because if he can make you believe you're not enough, you'll stop walking in your calling. You'll hesitate when God tells you to move. You'll shrink back when you should step forward. But let me remind you of something. God doesn't make mistakes, and He didn't make a mistake when He chose you. The enemy wants to make you feel small, like you don't have what it takes, like you're unqualified, like you're too broken to be used by God. But listen to me. Moses thought he couldn't lead the Israelites out of Egypt, and God used them anyway, because it was never about their strength. It was about God. There's strength in them, and the same is true for you. You may feel your marriage is overwhelming you. May you were not meant to be a mother or wife right now, as you weren't ready because of the struggles you were facing. Or your children, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Willing to trust God, even when you don't see the whole picture. Willing to step forward, even when fear tells you to stay back. Willing to believe that God is bigger than your flaws, your past, and your failures. The yes lie that you're not enough, it dies today. Because the God who made you called you, and when He calls, He equips. You think you're weak? Good. Because His power is made perfect in weakness. You think you're not qualified? Great. Because He doesn't. Call the qualified. He qualifies the called. You think you've made too many mistakes? Think again. Because God's grace is greater than your past. It's time to start believing what God says about you. You are chosen. You are called. You are enough. Not because of who you are, but because of who He is in you. So from this moment on, no more believing the lie. No more second-guessing yourself. No more wondering if you're worthy. If God chose you, that settles it. Now start walking like it. If you believe, you will step into everything God has for you. Comment below, "Am chosen," because this message is for the chosen. And if you don't stay connected, you might miss exactly what God is trying to tell you. Don't risk it. Subscribe now. Every chosen one goes through a season of testing. It's the moment when everything feels like it's falling apart. When your prayers seem unanswered. When your faith is stretched to its breaking point. And you start wondering, where is God? But let me tell you something. The silence of God is not the absence of God. Sometimes the teacher is quiet during the test. God is not punishing you. He is preparing you. He is strengthening you for the calling He placed on your life. That's the level of faith God wants to build in you. A faith that doesn't waver when the storms hit. A faith that doesn't crumble when people walk away. A faith that stands firm even when nothing makes sense. You can't pray for elevation and not expect some resistance. You can't ask God for more and not expect to be tested for it. Tests are proof that promotion is coming. You think you're struggling? Good, because that means you're growing. And when the enemy turns up the heat, that means he sees what's coming next. And let me tell you, what's coming next is worth the fight. So how do you stand strong? First, you remember that God is with you right now. In the middle of the battle, He hasn't left you. He's the fourth man in the fire, just like He was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Second, you stay rooted in His word. The enemy wants to wear you down, to make you forget what God said. But if you stay in the word, you'll have a weapon to fight back. The word is your sword. Use it. Third, you keep praying, even when you don't feel like it. Because prayer isn't about feelings, it's about faith. It's about staying connected to the only one who can carry you through. And last, don't quit. The enemy wants you to tap out before your breakthrough. But let me tell you something. Your testing is temporary. This season will not last forever. The pain will not last forever. The struggle will not last forever. But what God is building in you, that will last. So don't give up. Don't stop trusting. Don't let the test make you forget the promise, because your reward is on the other side of this. And when you come out of this season, you won't just survive. You'll come out stronger, wiser, unshakable. Because you didn't break, you endured, and endurance leads to victory. For trusting God is easy when life makes sense. But what about when it doesn't? What about when the door closes, when the opportunity disappears, when your prayers seem unanswered? That's when trust is tested. God's plan is bigger than what you can see, and sometimes the delay is for your protection. You see disappointment. God sees redirection. You see obstacles. God sees preparation. You see silence. But God is working behind the scenes. Think about Joseph. He had dreams of greatness, but first he was betrayed, sold as a slave, thrown in prison. It didn't make sense, but every setback was positioning him for the palace. God's plan is always better than yours, so don't let confusion make you walk away from your calling. Trust Him, even when it hurts, even when it doesn't make sense, because one day you'll look back and realize God was working all along. Faith isn't just believing when things are easy. Faith is standing when everything says you should fall. It's believing when nothing looks like it's working. It's trusting when your emotions scream the opposite. The enemy wants to break your faith because he knows if you keep walking by faith, nothing can stop you. It was doubt. Faith moves mountains. Faith makes the impossible possible. Faith is your weapon. So don't let fear steal it from you. Walk by faith, no matter what. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life. When God elevates you, some people won't be able to go with you. And that's okay. Some people are seasonal. Some people are distractions. Some people will try to pull you back when God is calling you forward. So if someone leaves, let them go. God removes to make room for better. Trust the process. Fear will try to stop you. But God didn't give you a spirit of fear. He gave you power. He gave you authority. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for people's approval. Step into your calling now. Because when God calls, He provides. If you know God has called you, comment, "I accept blessings." Because if you don't stay connected, you might miss the very word that could change your life. Don't take that risk. Subscribe now. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not define you. God called you for something greater. Your best days are ahead of you, so stop looking back. Start walking forward. Because what's coming is bigger than what's been. But here's the thing. Stepping into your future requires leaving some things behind. You cannot move forward while clinging to the past. Let go of the shame. Let go of the regret. Let go of the guilt that's been weighing you down. God already forgave you. Now it's time for you to forgive yourself. Some of you are delaying your destiny because you're still holding on to what God already released you from. Listen to me. Your failures did not cancel your calling. Your past sins did not erase your purpose. The enemy wants you to believe that because you made mistakes, God can't use you. God doesn't use perfect people. He uses willing people. And you are still chosen. Your past was a chapter. It's not the whole book. You are stepping into a new season. A season of restoration. A season of elevation. A season where every battle you've fought will make sense. You didn't go through the fire for nothing. You didn't endure the pain for no reason. God has been molding you, refining you, strengthening you, and now you are ready. Ready to step into what He has for you. So walk boldly. Walk in confidence. Walk knowing that nothing the enemy threw at you was enough to stop you. Because you are still here, still standing, still chosen. And what God has for you is greater than anything you've ever imagined. Your future is greater than your past. So don't let the past hold you hostage. Let go and step into the life God has for you. Amen.